You're now listening to Durian ASEAN, the voice of discovery and sharing.
The Durian Heat, bringing big ideas and critical opinions in Southeast Asia.
Good morning, welcome back to Durian ASEAN, the voice of discovery and sharing. You are at the Durian Heat, where we discuss matters and issues around Southeast Asia. And today we have quite a unique and special interview, which will be focusing on a startup company in Malaysia with two brother and sister. And we're going to talk about this company called WaggyLove. And under the umbrella of WaggyLove, we have this another company called WaggyMeal. And the sister, her name is Meryll Chan. She is the operation director of WaggyMeal, and Melvin Chan, who is a founder of the WaggyLove company. So let's say good morning to them. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Us.
You're welcome. So before we talk about the company, let's just briefly introduce of yourselves to our listeners.
Me first. Okay.
Yeah.
My name is Melvin. As you mentioned, I'm actually the founder of WaggyLove Group Malaysia Sdn Bhd. Yeah, started in 2012, and then not too long after, my dear sister Meryll came and joined me to actually run WaggyMeal, one of our venture that we formed under the company to actually start driving profits and revenue to help our companies set up, because we have an objective to set up WaggyLove, right? So it's actually really to assist and to help, as well as to support shelter groups, rescue groups as well, those independent ones, include SPCA and the independent ones.
All right.
To actually help them in terms of spay and neutering for now, to cover the cost, and ad hoc food donation basis, ad hoc basis for donation.
But what made you to get yourself into this field from the first place?
Ah, interesting. We had in 2011. We my then girlfriend, my current wife, and I actually stumbled across a puppy. All right, and it changed our life because we took it home.
So it was from the street?
No, not really. Back then, I think I'm pretty uninformed still.
All right.
But something as cute as a poodle puppy.
All right.
Actually caused the whole family to actually go into havoc. Because we brought back. I was still staying with the parents, right? So
I see.
So yeah. And then so that's where it started. So we learned how to take care of animals, and from then itself, fast forward, we actually also we got directly involved with animal rescue.
All right.
Because we understand, right? Funnily, okay, this is how the state of actually animals in Malaysia. So what are we doing actually when we are buying? We are not really, helping. There could be a risk of we are buying from, we are supporting puppy mills and all these kind of illegal ones, right? That's where it prompted. That's where I actually roped in my sister, Meryll, to actually help in rescue. Soon after, because we learn how to take care of, we learn about animals, right? And then as we progress, we know that there's so much more we can do, not only for our this dearest pet of ours. We stayed together back then, right? And we got to know volunteers and independent rescue groups, and we got involved. And we got involved in rescue and all this, and eventually we realized that rescue is only one part of it. The second part of it is actually how do we handle and manage them. Right? And as we go along, we realize that all this requires resources. And how shelters and rescue groups continue operating relies a lot on donations. So, but we also found out there are more and more rescue groups actually pop up in Malaysia itself, even in Klang Valley. So then lies a challenge and a key question. Although we have increase of rescue groups, do the donors actually increase in numbers?
Okay.
So that is actually a very important question that we actually came to our mind. Simply because we experience a lot of requests for donation as well as we help. We do not affiliate ourselves with a single groups. Whatever we could help, we will help, right? But what we've noticed, something common between all these groups is that all of them actually ask for donation, and a quite regular basis. So So that's where I actually, we actually sit down together and think about it and see, well, probably there's a way to actually do this. And then we actually decided on WaggyLove to actually drive profits and revenue.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's a bit of inside
Yeah.
stories that are
Yeah.
coming from the brother
Yeah.
Melvin Chen. But Meryl, when your brother has started this company, and then also, of course, he asked you to join and be part of it, and I believe you love pet animals in general. So, what was your thoughts when you were asked?
Yeah, totally. But Melvin mentioned about the rescue mission.
Yeah.
I was there actually.
Right.
So yeah, it was actually the whole rescue mission thing that I've experienced there lies where I actually felt that there are a lot more things to be done for strays.
Okay.
Yeah, there are a lot of issue when it comes to strays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when Melvin came up with this whole idea thing, I felt that it's something that we are doing something back to the community in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are controlling the population in a way. I mean, we may not be able to solve it immediately. It's a big issue here, but at least we can start from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
There
So
is a place to start.
That's how you were motivated to join the company. But were you always in this line, or you were in a completely different line before this?
I was
Now you're
completely-
very fully committed to WaggyLove and WaggyMeal, right?
Yes, correct. I have no other time to do other things. It's already a handful of things to do. But yeah, I was completely from another industry.
Mm-hmm.
Not any pet related industry.
So this WaggyLove, the company itself, it's been going around for about 3 years, I will say.
Yes.
Yeah. And then how is it so far? How are the responses from your clients?
Basically, we only have WaggyMeal for now under WaggyLove.
Right.
So all this while is always about WaggyMeal.
Okay.
We actually tested WaggyMeal.com. Our first site actually was live as a test site actually in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
So as we go along, we take feedbacks from potential customers. Actually, we really put it live in terms of it's for public to actually purchase. So we also get feedback along the way. So fast forward, I think a year after, we did our major improvement. We did a rebranding. So in 2014, late 2013, in fact, mid 2014, we had finally the final design out and live, and that's where we spent a lot of time actually growing the business from scratch.
Right. So saving animals through e-commerce, how does it work exactly? With the perception of people going to the shop and then buying food, and then buying food via internet platform, how is it? How does it work?
Well, basically, we are similar
Mhm.
to normal pet shops, but the only difference is everything is through online on our website, transaction and everything. So one of the key difference from purchasing in WaggyMeal as compared to others is that
Right.
we actually do delivery to them
Mhm.
to their doorstep. Yeah.
In other words, for one customer who is currently staying next to the beach
Right.
in
He can receive.
Terengganu, one of the fishing village can now actually just log on to online, right, to WaggyMeal.com without needing to cycle to a nearby pekan or a town, in other words,
Right.
to actually see whether they have that brand available.
Oh, right.
So now they have access to over 50 brands
Yeah.
on WaggyMeal,
Mm.
and without needing to actually cycle or drive out to anywhere,
Mm-hmm.
and they can just buy it and get the products delivered to them within 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Some even as fast as the same day.
Right. So
yeah.
this concept is not something new, but I will say it is pretty a fresh idea in Malaysia.
You're right.
Is that right?
You're right.
And so that's why I asked about the people's perception when it comes to buying pet food online. And I'm sure when it comes to just buying groceries, even nowadays we see online grocery shopping platforms in Malaysia. But when it comes to pet food, I will say it's something very fresh in this region. And then buying all those saving animals that you said via e-commerce, could you elaborate more on that? How do we save animals buying pet food online?
As per actually what we have mentioned, for every, in fact, revenue and profit that we generated, we actually do set aside a certain percentage,
Right.
depending on profit achieved for the month, for the year. Sorry. From there itself, actually, when we started, we also have a campaign which is also ongoing. So every item that you buy from WaggyMeal, we actually really set aside RM1 every item, regardless whether that item is actually 50 cents or 70 cents. We will actually pledge RM1 to be actually channeled to that fund that actually used to spay and neuter. Yeah. So we have been doing spay and neutering with 2 different rescue groups and shelters.
right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So every month we actually have allocation. We will inform them to actually through application process for shelters because we want to make sure that the funds are being used to genuinely spay and neuter, which we have no doubt about because they are very trustable shelters. And yes, every item that we sell counts to that cost. So that's what we have been doing currently.
So even clients that they have the sense of contributing to back to the society, whether they can also save animals via buying their own items from a WaggyMeal,
You're right.
right?
You're right.
Okay.
In fact, we have been constantly figuring out campaigns or doing campaigns. In fact, not only figuring out, doing campaigns with rescue and
Right.
rescue shelters as well as independent groups. In fact, coming up would be SPCA
Right.
itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
So, yeah.
So we'll continue our conversation after a short break. Perhaps we'll focus more on the issues that's been going around on the rescuing animals in Malaysia.
The Durian Heat. Bringing big ideas and critical opinions in Southeast Asia.
Welcome back to Durian ASEAN, the voice of discovery and sharing. I have been speaking with these 2 speakers from WaggyLove and also WaggyMeal under the umbrella of this company, WaggyLove. So Melvin Chan, who is the founder of WaggyLove, and Meryll Chan, who's the sister of Melvin, who is in charge, also a operation director of WaggyMeal. So, Meryll and Melvin, let's continue our conversation. The issues that's been going around in Malaysia when it comes to abandoned animals. And probably that's one of the motivation that Melvin started your business here. What is your perspectives when it comes to abandoned animals? And perhaps you can also mention a few organizations that which have been contributing to save all those animals.
Abandoned animals can happen because of few reasons.
Right.
I could highlight some. So, for example, if you are uninformed and you thought you are actually a pet lover, because they are so cute when they are actually puppy,
Yep.
so you purchase them, and as they grow along, you realize that hey, I'm not really cut for this, to manage a pet, and then I put them on for adoption. Nobody takes care of it, and I got frustrated, and therefore I decided to just leave it somewhere, and hopefully somebody else gonna take over my responsibility. So that could be one of it, right?
Right.
Secondly is that there's a problem of puppy mills, like I mentioned earlier.
Puppy mills.
Puppy mills is a very interesting thing for a lot of pet owners to be, or prospective pets, because they don't know about this. These cute pets, animals in those pet store and all this kind of thing, right? If there are a chance that your pet store owner don't tell you about, in terms of the parents of the puppies and the kittens that you see in the stores, there's a high chance, or very highly very high possibility that these are actually the offsprings or the products of puppy mills.
Right.
So what they do is actually illegal puppy mills, especially in Malaysia, we have encountered a few. Is that they actually do it breeding? They do in house breeding in their own house. So there are some they call it operators, right? They put them under a very dark room. They sort of like sealed they have soundproof their house so that to avoid barkings and all this, right? And guess what? All these animals don't get to see the light of the day. So usually they are in the canals or in the cages. So what they do is actually it's just like chicken. So they are there. They're basically put into isolation. So as they breed, then they actually take the puppies to be sold. retail stores or to other owners, and other ways to actually reach the pet owners.
It sounds more like a factory.
Yeah,
but
yeah, exactly. So it's basically
a casual way.
Yeah, it's actually an animal factory, so to speak, and they have nothing. So these animals in there are actually being there is because they can breed. So whenever there is a demand for it, they will just breed it, and then after that they deliver the next deliver the batch of puppies. The next one will come. They're just gonna make them pregnant, and then from there itself the next batch will be delivered out again.
Is this activity illegal, or is it certified? I mean, by doing all this.
No, it's illegal because the reason why is because it's being done in houses.
Right.
That's number one. Number two, they don't get licenses to actually breed.
I see.
And because they don't get licensed, they are not subject to any checks, quality checks, health checks, and make sure that they are in good condition, properly run. The worst of all is that when they reach non-breeding stage, this is where you see how come pedigrees like Shih Tzus and Poodles, they get abandoned next to the hill, left to die. In 11s, in 12s, in the dozen. So in most cases, this is the result of it.
After that,
yeah, because
right.
they have surpassed the breeding age, usually in 8 years old, 9 years old, and you look at them, they are pretty bad condition.
Right.
Eyes are blind, paws are they have serious skin issues, and while you are enjoying buying from the pet store, their offsprings in good condition, their mums and dads are suffering. So that's where.
Are this information really available online, or people can read? Because even for myself personally, this kind of incidents or the events, I hardly get in touch with, that I can't really find easily from any news or any articles. Yeah.
It's pretty hidden industry, I would say.
Yeah.
Hence why we are doing our part in terms of education as well.
See, yeah.
Don't buy, adopt. That's where we actually work very closely with shelters and independent rescue groups to ensure that these words go around and look, because there are so many of these animals, rescued animals. They are pretty brilliant and pretty smart. Dogs as well, and beautiful cats. You don't need a pedigree to actually get a companion. That's why. And they are all abundant, because the adoption rate is always lower than the strays breeding.
Right.
So that's another issue that we actually we hope to solve. Hence why we're actually embarking on a spay and neuter campaign.
I see.
Yeah.
So how has that campaign been so far? In terms of the spaying animals, because I think this is very important, especially in this region. We go to just a simple mamak store, we will see a lot of, especially cats, just going around and meowing, asking for food, and a lot of people do ignore them. Some people treat them very badly by a very in a violent way. They just chase them away. Not even just a gesture; they just throw things at them sometimes. So how is it going? The campaign itself?
So far, I would say that it has been quite successful on
I
our
see.
side. Yeah, because with all the supports that we have from our customers, we do manage to support a numbers of strays that we are working with. Some of the shelters that Melvin has mentioned earlier. Yeah, every month we do have
Certain allocation.
certain locations for those strays to be sent for spay and neutering.
Not so much of strays, they're rescued animals.
Right.
On the verge of recovery. That's why they are fit for spay and neutering. So the shelters would then pass to us, and they will actually apply for that, for sort of like the funds to actually, because we actually inform all of them that we actually have allocation of certain numbers to be spayed and neutered. So we will just ask them to just let us know who are they. They have to fill up a certain form, just to make sure that it's credible. So that we are accountable for it as well, That's where we actually go about. I think you highlighted a very important thing about kittens or cats that actually got sometimes thrown things at, and some people just seem to find joy in doing that. So I think that is also a very important point that you've mentioned of to summarize exactly what we have been doing, spay and neutering. Because again, I think I emphasized this before, the rate of breeding is definitely faster than the rate of adoption.
Yep.
Right? So the cats are breeding very fast. So the higher chances of there are a higher population of them exposed to this kind of risk and dangers, especially roadkills as well. The more vulnerable you see all this happening, hence why we said, if in order for us to really control it, and whatever we can control is really to control, to actually manage to address the population side first, because there ought to be shelters and rescue groups popping up, because it will not be enough.
Right.
Right.
In Malaysia, how many shelters or rescue places are available in this region?
I think there are a lot of them.
Yeah.
Some of them are actually very independent, as in it's a family. I've known some of the groups are actually run by a mother and a son.
Just a family.
Correct.
like that.
And they have been taking in strays, have been feeding them, giving them shelters and food. To some of them actually who rent or who actually owned a piece of agricultural land, they put up infrastructure to actually host all these rescue animals in their farm, so to speak, or in their place.
But my next question would be, how do they sustain to maintain all those animals that have been rescuing so far? In terms of finance or in terms of the conditions of animals.
Easy. They usually do donations. Like I mentioned, they seek for donation, food. And this cash donation actually will be channeled to purchasing food as well as the medical. This medical then will cover sickness as well as spay and neutering. So they need to spay and neuter. Most of the shelters that we work with, they know, whenever they were actually, part of the policy is actually to really spay and neuter, especially when they want to put it up for adoption. So that's the
priority.
Yeah, that's a priority. Yeah.
All right.
So that's what we're actually helping as much as we can from there itself.
So WaggyMeal, or let's say WaggyLove, the company, has been doing more than what you guys can do actually by by saving animals through e-commerce. It's more than that, to be honest. So Meryll, explain to us more about this online platform. You've just mentioned shortly how we can purchase all those pet food. But other than that, what are the features that this whole online platform has?
Okay, the thing is, as mentioned earlier, we do have over 50 brands.
Yeah.
And it's very rare if you walk into a normal physical pet store and then
to
pet
have
food store, and you can see like 50 brands there. Yeah. It's I would say that probably the chances of seeing that not so high. But when you come to our WaggyMeal.com, you can actually just easily see all the brands that is listed on the left side of the panel, and then the good thing is you don't have to travel. Like mentioned earlier, you don't have to travel to a pet store just to see whether the brand or the item that you are looking for is available or not. What if it's not available? Then you have already went all the way there, and you're gonna probably settle for something that is not what you want.
Right.
Or you can go back empty-handed. Yeah. So we can actually minimize that. You can actually go to our website and you can see all the brands there. You can see what are the ingredients, what are the nutritional stuff you can get from the item that you have.
Is any form of a consultant is also available in, let's say, I'm a pet owner, but then I want to choose this certain ingredient for my pet.
Yes.
So, but then I don't know which brand to choose.
Yeah.
So do you provide any consultant
yes,
sessions?
We do. Actually, in fact, we would always welcome pet owners to write to us or to give us a call, any way of communicating with us. If they really need any help or any recommendation on what kind of food they want to provide to their fur kids, they can actually just easily email us, send us anything, and then we do reply them like immediately. We do that, and we do recommend. We understand what are the things that they are looking for. We try to understand them first. We want to know what are the pets, what breed are they, how old are they. Then we will recommend the best or the most suitable pet food for their fur kids.
So when it comes to pet food, what are the animals that you guys have been focusing so far? Or is it the whole general, the pets that we're talking about?
So far, we're only focusing on dogs and cats. Yeah. Probably in the future, we may want to look into other pets as well.
Right. Like
Snakes
birds
and iguanas.
or reptiles, like you mentioned. Right. So we'll take another short break. When we come back, perhaps we'll talk about moving forward with WaggyLove company.
The Durian Heat, bringing big ideas and critical opinions in Southeast Asia.
Welcome back to Durian ASEAN, the voice of discovery and sharing. I have been speaking with these two speakers from WaggyLove, Melvin Chan, who is the founder of WaggyLove, and Meryll Chan, who is operation director of WaggyMeal. So we have been talking about issues, matters, as well as background of the company. Now we will be discussing and talk about future plans and also how we can move forward when it comes to this animal saving as well. So, but before that, Meryll, let's continue our conversation from we talked about the company and how this WaggyMeal has been operating online. But offline, you just also shortly mentioned about there are two major types of clients that you mentioned.
Yep. So the first type of customers that we have is the type that they already have in mind what they want, what brands they want, what items they want to purchase for their pets. For this type of customer, they usually will just go to our website and then they will just straight search for the brand, and they will just purchase directly from there, and then we will then deliver to them within 3 working days, and then we just we'll always send them emails and newsletters regarding our promotions and stuff, so they can always keep track what is going on with WaggyMeal.com. So the second type of customers is that they don't know what they have in mind. They don't know what they want. They are not sure what is best for their pets. So that's when they actually approach us. They would like us to recommend to them what are the best suitable type of food that they can feed to their pets. So that's where we came in and we give them advice. But before that, we will definitely try to understand what is their needs and wants, what type of pet they own, and we will then recommend the most suitable one for them.
Saying that because it's an online store,
we
want to make everything convenient and easy from the online. Anything you want to ask, in fact, to find out also can be achieved by just browsing through. So we make it very easy in the sense that when you actually choose dog food, for example, you're looking for dog food, right? So you click on dog food, then you will go into a dog food page. From there itself, from the left side of the screen, you can actually filter. How you filter is basically is that what is the age of your dog? Is it puppy, or is it an adult dog, or is it an aging dog? A mature, we call it. What ingredients do you think you want to give? So you can choose, and then you can say lifestyle. Well, my dog is actually currently also have issue with hairball. It shouldn't be. That's a cat. Some people they rather feed their dog vegetarian. Don't be surprised. Yes. We found out that there's like a lot of vegetarian pet food in the market. So I think it's because of the owners as well, right? So they prefer a vegetarian, so they feed their dogs vegetarian as well. But for example, if you want to feed your dog vegetarian diet, it's available too. So all you need to do is just to click on these few items that meets your requirement. Voila, then the result is there.
The choices are so many out there in a WaggyMeal, and then of course there will the owners of the pet owners, they can have more choices to choose what they want for their pets, which is very good platform and then very fresh in Malaysia. But I'm sure there could be at least 1 or 2 limits selling via online because it's not face-to-face selling products. Would you care to share any other limits that you have faced so far by selling products online?
Yeah, you're right. So basically, I mentioned earlier, we would rather keep everything online. So I think Meryll also mentioned it. So we want to make it as approachable as possible because actually the value of an offline retail is still there that a lot of online retailers can't provide. For instance, the smile. You can hear from the phone. We have a hotline. You can actually call us, and we would actually address all your inquiries from the phone itself. The key is actually the touch of it, and especially for the customers who fits the second profile that Meryll has mentioned, the one that is unsure. that is actually the one that we realize that a lot of limits, in the sense that we want the communication wise, there's lack of touch and feel and kind of thing, and not only with the people. I'm not talking about the people. I'm talking about products as well.
Yeah, of course.
They really want to touch it. They want to see the size of the keyboard as well. How would you? We would do as much as we can to actually describe the keyboard size on our website.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it all goes back to whether they understand. At the end they measure. They would rather take a measurement tape and say, so it's 2 millimeters kind of thing. It all goes back to that. So I think you mentioned a very important point as well. But saying that, we would keep it as personal as possible, accessible as possible. In fact, when we started WaggyMeal, we are very determined that this will be a one of a kind e-commerce store,
Right.
so to speak, that thrive on customer experience. So we are very proud to actually say that that we in fact for those customers who have dealt with us, we have been getting very good reviews in terms of feedback and all this experience of them dealing with us, and it has become the fuel for the companies or the team to actually continue to strive more. So very proud to say that. So
So
excellent.
the company has been trying their best to personalize their clients,
You're
to approach them even easier and to communicate even better via online. So basically, WaggyMeal fully utilize the online platform to communicate your own clients, and also clients do give their feedback instantly. After
Yes.
all, yes,
Yeah.
I think that's a very, very good idea there. And do you see any other online pet food shop coming along? I mean, in this region.
I mean, before we started, we have a lot.
Yeah.
But ask us, are you sure you want to go there? Yeah. I mean, because what we notice is actually there are a lot of this is actually trade secret, not as so secret anymore.
Right.
The key is actually we see a lot of online stores in the market. Before us, before we even started, that actually focuses a lot on pet supplies, and we realize a lot of them actually are spin-offs from physical pet stores.
Right.
So they would like to go into the online store. In fact, that's one of the biggest chain,
So
that
it's
actually started
shifting.
from online as well. But
Right.
now they've apparently, they really grow very aggressively on the offline side of things, and online become a secondary thing. So realize that there's a space that we can really, if we do it well, we can do it very well. So when we started WaggyMeal, we want to focus only on pet food.
Only on pet
Correct.
food, right?
Simply because there are a lot of online pet stores that outside they're actually selling food, accessories.
Yeah, that was the one that I was going at actually. Accessories, other products other
Yeah.
than pet food. Yeah.
It's good. Nevertheless, you want as much, as many choices as possible.
Variety, yeah.
Because when I buy food, I also might want to buy shampoos. I also want to buy
Well, that's
another
very
new
true.
collar, right?
Yeah.
The key here, the reason, this actually sets the fundamentals or the structure of what we want to grow. We want to be only focusing on that one area and grow from there. And as of now, we really want to do good in terms of make as many pet food brands as accessible to customers as possible.
So the first thing that will come in our minds as customer will be when it comes to pet food, we can just remember
You're right.
WaggyMeal.
You're right. We want to
Yeah.
claim that
Yeah.
spot in your mind. So that's why when we actually talk about expansion,
Right.
we are really talking about expansion of selection.
Pet food. Right, okay.
So from there itself, then we see what fits yours and not. So we want to specialize on that. So which I think in most cases, we won't be able to find elsewhere. Still, there are some actually slowly going there because they see the whole value of it. But again, they will still be a little bit behind in terms of food selection. Yeah.
So when it comes to selection, where are the countries, if you don't mind, that you guys have been bringing the products, or do you also have local brands as well as international brands? Do you want to elaborate more on that? Because we talked about choice, right?
Yeah. Because we do focus on providing the best for our
Yeah,
customers.
correct.
So we do choose our brands to be available on our WaggyMeal.com
Right.
carefully. So yeah, we do have brands from US, from Canada, from Europe. Yeah, we do have a lot, and we do select the premium brands.
I see.
Usually, yeah, we do have the premium brands or high premium brands. Very much less likely on the local brands.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You talk about country-wise, mainly they are from the US, from
European
from
countries.
Canada, from
Yeah.
Germany, from European countries, yes,
Mhm.
Australia. They have very good brands, simply because they really look into the quality,
Right.
as well as they have a standard that actually really originates from the US itself.
Mm.
You know, hence why, hence why the origins. The key here is actually at the end of the day, if you ask us, we would also go back to what are the Malaysian
Yeah.
distributors and importers are importing. So
Right.
it goes back to that.
Okay. All right.
So if they don't have that brand, although we think it's good, it won't be on WaggyMeal.com.
Mhm.
Yeah, but we want to make sure that whatever good brands out there, they are already on WaggyMeal.com.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So before we wrap up our session here at the Durian Heat, any other messages that you would love to send out to our listeners as an animal lover?
I think to add on, there are a few things that I think we
Sure.
should add on. I would love to add on. One thing is that being online, we would want to give as much value as possible to our customers.
Sure.
One of the ways we actually we are doing it is actually to reward our customers for coming back.
Okay.
So very soon, I think within this couple of months, we will be embarking on a subscription base, because we know that it's a repeat buying process for pet food, right? So
Right.
if you run out of pet food, you're gonna buy again. So we are rewarding. We will be kickstarting that system, and at the same time reward our customers for signing up for a subscription, so that you get at a discounted rate. Currently, we are giving rebates for purchases above a certain amount. So, for
Right.
instance, currently we are giving 50 ringgit voucher, which is quite a lot, actually, if you ask me, for any orders at above 250 ringgit.
Right. Okay.
So you can really save a lot for your next purchase, I can tell you honestly, And if they continue to buy above 250 ringgit, they will continue to get 50 ringgit. That's what we want to do, rewarding our customers and get the most value out of it. I think as of the...
Is there any like mileage system that they can save their points and then redeem their points?
Yeah, so good you mentioned that. I mean, it's also a work in progress.
Right.
Besides the subscription, we actually
Yeah.
we would be kickstarting a membership
I see.
programs as well, which actually run concurrently, if you ask me. So yeah, that's good. You read our mind, so
What are the other points that you would like to add on, Meryl?
I think for WaggyMeal.com, we would pretty much want to have a community of our own.
Oh, yeah.
Pet owner community. Not only that you just buy from us and get rewarded, but also at the same time you get knowledge from us.
All right.
Yeah, because we want to educate our customers. Yeah, pet owners. What are the responsibilities? What are the way of taking care of pets and everything. Also, it goes back to minimizing abandoned pets. At the end of the day, we just want to minimize that. So yeah, education is the key for us as well. We would like to share this knowledge to our customers, as also for other pet owners.
That's great.
as we are preparing for expansion, I think, to other ASEAN countries, I mean, we are very careful in terms of selection when we want to talk. We could be very aggressive. We could actually start last month in Singapore, but as per what we are currently doing, we should be very careful and take it one step at a time to make sure that we are very ready for that market only before we go in. So hence we are still currently we are selecting our partners to actually go in.
All right.
So few things that will happen, I think, next year, besides the rolling out of new site system and all this kind of improvement, we would most likely already be in a few countries, like Singapore, that's for sure. Indonesia is one market that we are looking at. Philippines, as well as Vietnam.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Right.
So very small but growing.
Yes, for sure.
Especially Vietnam, if you ask us, we are not aware of any pet care kind of. The
Vietnam.
market could be there, but we it's not something that is very well known of. Because the biggest market is actually still Thailand. Second is actually Malaysia, followed by Indonesia.
I see.
And in the Philippines, it's growing. It's one of the fastest growing pet care market in Southeast Asia. And I think Vietnam is at the start of it.
Nice.
So hopefully, as it comes along, I think we will see more exciting things happening within these few countries that could be spearheaded by WaggyLove itself and
Wow.
WaggyMeal. Yeah.
So where can we find you guys, WaggyMeal, other than the website? Any social media channels that we can approach you?
Yeah, we do have Facebook. You can just search WaggyMeal, WaggyMeal, WaggyMeal. And we do have Twitter as well. You
Twitter.
can follow us on our Twitter. Same thing, WaggyMeal. And yeah, you can...
Instagram, WaggyMeal.
Yeah, Instagram. We
as
do have
well.
Instagram too. Yeah, all these 3 platforms. But yeah, I mean... the easiest way to get to us, besides those 3 platforms, is just log into www.waggymeal.com. There's a message box that you can just easily leave your message and get in touch with us. Then we will just get back to them, get back to those who leave us a message. Yeah, then we can just follow up from there onwards.
Sure.
Yeah.
It sounds fantastic. All right. Thank you so much,
Thank you for
Meryl
having
and
me.
Melvin.
Yeah,
All the
thanks.
best to WaggyMeal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.